Fans, welcome to Swain County High School, the home of the Lady Devils, for this big, and I do mean big, Smoky Mountain Conference showdown here in girls softball. These two teams played earlier this week, and it was a 2-1 Lady Devil win. That's how close and how competitive and how good the pitching was in that particular game, and we're going to tell you more about that as this game goes on. But our Lady Devils had a key win, because that, I think, is a big win in this conference. Here's a first pitch fouled off, and it's going to be right over in the baseball diamond. Matter of fact, it kind of bounced and hit the head umpire over on the baseball field as they're just getting ready to play Murphy in baseball as well. So first pitch foul ball. Got the umpire on the first top, but he's okay. Here's Riley Rawls, second pitch, the windup. Another one fouled off. This one is not going to be on the baseball field. But leading off for the Murphy Bulldogs, we appreciate head coach Eric Laney. Super nice guy. Had a great conversation with him before the game. And, of course, as always, we love our coaching staff here at Swain High. Good people. As Riley now looking at an 0-2 count with pitch number 3. There's a shot up the middle. Going to be in for a base hit to get this game underway by Emma Hensley, the starting shortstop for the Murphy Bulldogs. And this is something we didn't see much of when they played earlier in the week. As a matter of fact, Murphy only got 4 hits, 1 earned run, which was a home run, obviously an earned run. Riley struck out 4 in that 7-inning contest. So again, Murphy only 1 run, and that was a home run. And that was by Gracie Thrasher. We'll be seeing her later in the lineup. So now Murphy with 2 Emmas back-to-back. Emma Hensley at first base, Emma Laney batting now. She is the starting third baseman. You hear a lot of wind. We're going to be hearing that wind noise, I'm sure, throughout the broadcast here this afternoon, as it's blowing right at us from the home plate of baseball and softball. So Emma Laney batting. Paisley Johnson, their ace pitcher, is going to be on deck in the number 3 spot. We have 2 of the best pitchers in the conference going head-to-head here today, just like we saw earlier in the week in that 2-1 Swain win. Paisley Johnson, as a matter of fact, in that ball game, pitched a good ball game. Our Lady Devils had 1 run in the 5th inning, 1 run in the 6th inning. Murphy scored their only home run in the bottom of the 7th. Both teams had errors. Our Lady Devils had 3 errors, off-speed pitch, going to miss for a ball. Murphy was limited, as I mentioned, to 4 hits. Carly Tisateski scored 1 run for the Lady Devils, and it was Reese Ammon scoring the other run in that game early in the week. But again, that was a big conference win for these Lady Devils. There's a line shot going to be foul off the baseball dugout, and it went right into a mud hole. So that ball may have to be retired. Probably won't be used again today because it is wet. It is literally lying in a mud hole behind the baseball dugout. Emma Laney batting now. 1 on, nobody out. Paisley Johnson on deck. Piper Dalton batting in the number 4 spot. And the pitch in. That's going to be a call, 3rd strike. So the first strikeout of the day for Riley Rawls, and I'm sure that's not going to be the first. As a matter of fact, she had 4 strikeouts in the game this week at Murphy. And by the way, our boys baseball team is hosting Murphy as well next door. We'll try to keep you posted on the score and so forth the best we can on the boys baseball game. But we'll look at our Lady Devil defense here in just a minute. As here's a swing and a miss. Batting now is going to be Paisley Johnson. And again, she is their outstanding pitcher for Murphy. Johnson, again, in that ball game, pitched a good ball game for Murphy. But again, they had 4 errors in that game, according to the box score. That's what I'm going with. Some of the hitters that really hit Paisley Johnson, Riley Rawls was 2 for 4. Oh, there's a deep shot into left field, and it's going to be caught for out number 2. Ball well hit, but it hung up, and that's going to be out number 2 off the bat of Paisley Johnson in that fly to left field. So now 2 out, 1 on. Piper Dalton coming to bat, the cleanup hitter. Piper Dalton, one of the outstanding players in this conference as well. In that game early in the week, Riley Rawls 2 for 4 with a couple of doubles and a big RBI. Kennedy Anthony had a big day, 2 for 3 with the other RBI. Daisy Frizzell. There's a ground ball to second base, on over to first base, easy. Out number 3. So Murphy hit the ball, but unfortunately they hit it right at somebody for the most part. And we're going to leave one on base for Murphy as we go now to the bottom of the first inning. A quick game. I think we're going to see that kind of a game. I think it's going to be a quick game, but we'll see how it goes. We go to the bottom of the first, 0-0. We'll be back.
Thank you for being a sustaining member of Maroon Devils Network Live. Now that the fall sports season is over, we'd like you to stick around and enjoy the countless hours of winter and spring sports yet to be broadcasted on Maroon Devils Network. Even if you're not interested in basketball, women's soccer, baseball, wrestling, or softball, your continuing support of $5.99 per month is a huge help to the Swain Athletic Program, as it gives us funding to help all of these sports. Every penny of your support goes directly to our student athletes to help their teams. So remember to let it ride so we can keep this maroon machine running. Thank you.
Fans, we're back, bottom of the first inning here in the big Smoky Mountain Conference Showdown. And again, I say big. It's really big this early in the season as our Maroon Devils are coming in undefeated at 3-0. Murphy has played a couple of tough ball games coming in. As a matter of fact, they are 1-2. They beat Smoky Mountain 8-1. They lost to Franklin 7-6 in a close game. Franklin is very good. And they lost to our Lady Devils 2-1. And as you know, our Lady Devils have had a good start this year, coming in 3-0. We beat Smoky Mountain in 5 innings, 15-1. We beat Tuscola in 5 innings, 10-0. And we edged Murphy 2-1 in that first conference game. There's a swing and a miss by our leadoff hitter, Daisy Frizzell. So, again, these are 2 big conference games early in the season for 2 of the top teams in the conference. Along probably with Robbinsville. There's a high pop-up, going to be caught behind home plate. That's going to be out number 1 as Daisy pops up to the catcher here. And that's going to bring up Riley Rawls. And boy, what a season Riley is having. Riley went 2 for 4 against her opponent early in the week, talking about their pitcher, Paisley Johnson. Riley was 2 for 4, 2 doubles, 1 of those big 2 RBIs on the day. And when you only score 2 runs, hey, each RBI is massive, as she had 1 and Kennedy Anthony had the other. Carly Tisateski had a hit and also scored a run. Madison had a hit. There's a shot right into left field. There's another hit for Riley Rawls. I mean, Riley is just hitting the ball outstanding here in the early season. She is just batting well over 500, no question about it. And Riley hit the ball well last year. As a matter of fact, I think she hit 524 last year as her pinch runner comes in. And Riley had one of the best DRAs at 1.26 last year for the Lady Devils. So coming on to pinch run now is going to be, looks like Mackenzie Bird, I believe, as she comes on. As Riley goes out, saving her legs for pitching and hitting and pitching. And I tell you, if you're playing pitcher or catcher, your legs and arms take a workout every game. So now Mackenzie Bird is going to be on first base as the courtesy runner. And batting now is going to be Carly Tisateski, again, who scored one of those 2 big runs. And there's a ground ball down to shortstop over to second to get the lead runner. So a fielder's choice on a force play over at second base. So 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the second, and Hadley Schuler batting now for the Lady Devils. Hadley having a great season. Talking about a good day. Emmy Lou Cutler had 2 big hits in that win over Murphy. Madison had 1 hit on the day for the Lady Devils as well. And as we mentioned, Reese Ammon scored the other run along with Carly Tisateski. Again, a lot of wind blowing here this afternoon. Temperature is actually pretty nice. Temperature is in the low 60s right now. But most people have a jacket on. That wind is chilly. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be a foul ball. Over in the baseball diamond, they have finished up the top of the first inning. Murphy did not score, and the Maroon Devil baseball team is coming to bat in the bottom of the first inning, 0-0 in that contest. We are in the bottom of the first inning as well. Both teams have had a runner on base. Hadley Schuler at the plate, jumping off is Carly Tisateski a little bit after that force play at second. That was handled well over there by Murphy shortstop Emma Hensley. Flipped it on over to second baseman Aaliyah Grant for the force out. And that kind of surprised me a little bit, some of the errors that defensively we saw in that game early in the week. There's a high shot into center field, and it's going to be caught. Good play out there. Give credit where credit is due out there in center field for the Murphy Bulldogs. So doing a good job defensively, backing up the pitching of Paisley Johnson. Fans, stay tuned. More softball coming up. We've played one. It's 0-0. We'll be back. Fans, welcome back. Gracie Thrasher leading off here on the top of the second inning for the Murphy Bulldogs. And that's kind of a check swing at fouled off her bat there. Gracie, talking about her, she's the number 5 hitter on the lineup for Murphy. She had the only big hit in that game in that 2-1 Swain win early in the week. Gracie had a home run in the bottom of the 7th inning that made it a 2-1 Maroon Devil win. And again, it was a heck of a game early in the week. But pitch in for a call strike to Gracie Thrasher, the starting first baseman for Murphy. Get my positions right here. Talking to a couple of the Swain players before the game, though, they were saying, we didn't play like we know we can play. So they were obviously happy to get the win. Pitch high for a ball, but our ladies and Coach Toby Burrow echoed, I think, the same sentiment, chatting with him before the game. He said, we didn't hit the ball like we know we can in that low-scoring 2-1 game. Of course, their pitcher, Paisley Johnson, is pretty good. So we'll see how things happen here today. Pitch in. Boy, that looked good from here, but it's going to be a ball. And in this softball contest, kind of unusual. We only have one umpire. It's really been hard across high schools in North Carolina to get officials in every sport, not just baseball or softball or football or volleyball, but every sport. It's tough to get officials. Pitch high for a ball. That one was high. Again to Gracie Thrasher. She's going to be followed by Jenna Cook and Aaliyah Grant for Murphy here on the top of the second inning. Again, a big conference showdown here early in the season. Both teams have played one conference game, that coming early this week with Swain winning 2-1. And that one's going to be high, and that's going to be ball 4. So Thrasher is on with the first walk of the day, and it's going to be Jenna Cook hitting now, the starting left fielder for the Murphy Bulldogs. But we really believe that starting this conference season, that Swain, Murphy, and Robbinsville would battle it out for this conference championship, and I still believe that holds true. We'll see. There's a swing and a miss for a strike one to Jenna, the left fielder for the Bulldogs, as we saw in that tight 2-1 game early in the week. And again, Murphy and Swain, neither team faces Robbinsville until almost the last week of the regular season. So I think it's going to be a while before we figure out who is going to win this conference, because those 4 games, Swain versus Robbinsville, home and away, Murphy versus Robbinsville, home and away, I really think those 4 games will have a big impact on the conference title and home playoff advantage with a high seed. There's a foul ball out of play off the bat of Jenna. Aaliyah Grant going to be on deck, the second baseman for Murphy, coached by head coach Eric Laney, assisted by Taylor Ledford. Our Lady Devils, of course, as we mentioned, going to be on the road 3 times next week. They're going to be Wednesday at Smoky Mountain, Thursday at Cherokee, Friday at Enka. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, weather permitting, on the road. All those are, well, Cherokee is a conference game on Thursday. There is a high pop-up, and it's going to be caught over at first base. Good play over there by, of course, our outstanding first baseman, having a good season. And that's our freshman, Aria Toinita, who pitched some good action the other day for the Lady Devils. She's wearing number 15 today. So Jenna pops it up over at first. And Gracie Thrasher, who walked, holds tight. Aaliyah Grant batting now, the second baseman. Ground ball back over to second base. Oh, they didn't make the tag. Oh. It was a tough break for the Lady Devils. Riley Rawls fielded it cleanly through to second base, but our second baseman was not on the bag. She caught it cleanly, but was behind the bag. So kind of a miscommunication, I guess, if you will, a little bit between Hadley and Kennedy, our shortstop, and Riley Rawls. So a tough break for the Lady Devils. So now Murphy with runners at first and second and 1 out. Grace Ledford, there's a shot to second base. Hadley cleanly fields that, so 2 down. And that takes a little bit of the pressure off, without a doubt. So a tough break again by our Lady Devil defense. Murphy still with runners at first and second, 2 out. And batting now is going to be Grace Moore, the starting right fielder for the Bulldogs. And again, a lot of wind, as you can hear it blowing on the microphone on the headset. Riley with a windup and the throw. Foul ball into the Murphy dugout. No play. That was just an unusual play down at second base. Not sure I've ever seen that happen. We had 2 players covering the bag, but no foot on the bag. So again, tough break. Pitch in, call strike. Riley Rawls throwing a screaming fastball to Grace Moore. Gracie Hall is going to be on deck. As we mentioned, there are 3 Gracies on this team and 2 Graces and 2 Emmas. So again, 3 Gracies, 2 Graces, 2 Emmas. And only 1 Eric. That's all I can say. as he walks by below us here, talking about Eric Stevenson, one of our good Maroon Devil friends, stepping out of the box now and getting a little practice swing in. Murphy stepping back in the box now. Digging in is, again, Grace Moore. High foul ball. It's going to be off the baseball dugout, and it's going to actually roll into the baseball dugout right behind the players. And so no play as Grace will step back in. So we've got Grace Ledford, followed by Grace Moore, followed by Gracie Hall. So talking to Coach Eric Laney, we were kind of laughing about that as now Riley Rawls winds up with the pitch, and it's going to be high for a ball. He was kind of laughing about it. He said, yeah, we have batting groups. He said, we have one of our batting groups, and we just say Grace or Gracie, and all 5 of them show up. That's our Gracie group that he called it for the Murphy Bulldogs when they practice. So apparently Grace, Gracie, and Emma, very popular names at that time over in the Murphy, Cherokee County area. Count is going full now, 3-2 with 2 out. Payoff pitch coming. Riley Rawls, again, having a great season, starting off the year 3-0. And 3 big games next week. All on the road, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, weather permitting. Riley with a windup, and here's a shot that's going to drop in to left center field. 1 run will score. Here comes the throw into home plate. It's going to be a little bit high, but Riley backing up. Catcher Carly Tisateski holds it to 1 run, but again, a base hit by Grace Moore, and the first RBI of the game right there. So just a clean base hit, just kind of a lazy shot right over shortstop, if you will. And batting now is going to be top of the lineup, and Emma Hensley, who got a single her last time, and now Murphy has a run in with runners still in scoring position at second and third. Pitch in for a ball. So again, a Murphy 1-run lead. Earlier in the week, a total of 3 runs scored between the 2 teams. Pitch in for a strike right across the knees from Riley Rawls to leadoff hitter Emma Hensley, who led off with a base hit in the top of the first inning, but was stranded and did not score. Over on the baseball diamond, no score after 1 full inning between Swain and Murphy in baseball, 0-0. Riley with a windup, pitch in, just missing low for a ball. Now, I think some schools have spring break next week. Talking to some of our folks here, I don't think our spring break is until sometime in April. And I know a lot of teachers and students are. Oh, here's a high pop-up. It's going to be between center and right field. It's going to drop in. 2 runs will score. And into second base with a stand-up double is going to be Emma Hensley. So Murphy already off to a big start here on that double off the bat of Emma, who is now 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. That one dropping in right between our 2 outstanding defenders out there, Molly Woodard in center field, and over in right field, of course, Reese Ammons. So that was just a tough play, and now coming on is going to be our associate head coach, Kenzie Eagleman, to have a chat with the defense.
Thank you.
And kind of settle them down a little bit here. It's very unusual for our Lady Devils to be behind. Again, we started up the season 3-0, and we're down 3-0 here in the top of the second inning. But our Lady Devils have been able to score runs in bunches this year, and I have a feeling we may see that again today. So now Murphy's still a runner at second after a quick chat in the pitching circle. Digging in now is going to be Emma Laney. I have a feeling that's probably head coach Eric's daughter. Emma Laney struck out her first time. The starting third baseman for the Murphy Bulldogs. Again, very good team. There's a shot, and it's going to be, caught. Hadley Schuler, good glove over at second base. went all the way over to the grass to pull that one in. That looked like for a base hit for just a moment, but again, very good play defensively from Hadley Schuler. Fans, we have played 1.5. Our Lady Devils coming to bat, down 3-0. We'll be right back. Fans, welcome back to Swain County High School, as it's going to be Paisley Johnson pitching against our Lady Devils here at the bottom of the second inning. Leading off for the Lady Devils here is going to be Aria Toinita, our first baseman, followed by shortstop Kennedy Anthony. Kennedy had a big game at Murphy earlier in the week in that 2-1 win. Kennedy went 2 for 3 with a big RBI. So I hope she has another good day today. Our Lady Devils down now 3-0 after that kind of unusual second inning. Pitch missing outside for a ball to Aria. A true freshman, 3-0. Again, a couple of good hits by the Lady Bulldogs, but got to give them credit for that. And there's a ball 4. So Aria is on base. Our second base runner of the day, Riley Rawls, had a base hit in the bottom of the first inning. And Carly was on with a force play on a fielder's choice. And now we've got one on, nobody out. Kennedy Anthony with a good bat, one of the senior leaders on this team at shortstop. Pitch in, jumping off, and not coming back is going to be Aria, who is a good athlete. We saw her pitch some in the last outing, and or not the last outing, but the last home game, and did a really good job in the pitching circle, especially as a freshman. There's a shot into center field. It's going to be in for a base hit. Aria holds at second as the ball is back in quickly. So again, a base hit now by Kennedy. And we've got runners at first and second, nobody out. Molly Woodard, the center fielder, followed by Madeline Bird, coming up here in just a minute. Batting for the Lady Devils now. That was a good shot into center field, and a good play out there defensively for the Murphy Bulldogs. Both these teams, I think, really have solid defenses. So I don't expect a lot of errors, even though there were multiple errors in the game early in the week in that 2-1 Swain win, which I found somewhat unusual. But both teams hit the ball well. Here's a ground ball to the pitcher. On over to first base. The throw is high. Coming from third and scoring. Rounding second. And now starting to stop, and then kept going and scored all the way from second base on the bad throw. We had 2 runs coming in as Kennedy Anthony and Aria Toinita both scored on a overthrow at first base. Just one simple error, and the Lady Devils are right back in it with 2 runs and still nobody out. So again, errors have loomed large here early in this game for both teams. Very, I just find that kind of unusual. Batting now is going to be, looks like Madeline Bird at the plate, I believe, number 17. But again, talking about errors, Murphy having a couple of errors on the baseball diamond as the Maroon Devils now have a runner at third base with nobody out in the second inning. So now errors are looming large all over the place here. But again, a simple overthrow at first base on an infield grounder has cost Murphy 2 runs. And man, that stings, no question. So now down at second base. And again, as you can hear that wind blowing big time, that was Molly Woodard who put that ball in play off her bat. And with the overthrow at first base, of course, Molly is a good runner. She wound up all the way down at second. And again, 2 RBIs off an infield error. That is unusual. There's a kind of an attempted bunt, sticking her bat out there a little bit, and looks like fouling it off is going to be Madeline Bird, our designated player. On deck behind her is going to be Reese Ammons. But again, Molly Woodard had a great interview with Molly last home game on the post-game show. There's a ground ball to third base. It gets by, and that's going to be a base hit. Molly holds at third, and rolling all the way into second base now is going to be Madeline Bird. Big hit, and that's going to be a stand-up double. Even though it looked like a single, she rolls all the way into second base. Good hustling. Reese Ammons batting now. So, man, this has turned into a big, big inning for the Lady Devils. And still nobody out. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second, a 3-2 game. Pitch in for a ball. Runners at second and third. The go-ahead runs. Reese Ammons at the plate. On deck is going to be top of the lineup, and Daisy Frizzell, followed by Riley Rawls. So we have very good possibility of getting another run or two. Pitch, oh no, another error at first base. And now another run is going to score. 2 runs are in. The Lady Devils scored again. 2 runs on an infield error. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. And all the way down at second base now is Reese Ammons. Again, a simple throwing toss to first base. It was dropped. The first baseman was not on the bag, and the runner scored from second and third. When the throw came home, Reese Ammons went all the way to second. Here's a foul ball up the bat. As we go back to the top of the lineup, this game is just blowing my mind. I'm sorry, Daisy Frizzell, our top of the lineup, batting now. But again, both teams have had crucial defensive errors, which is, I think, really highly unlikely for both teams. Both teams are well coached. Both teams have good players. But to see these defensive miscues is just, I just find hard to believe, but it's happening. And our Lady Devils now have scored 4 runs off 2 Murphy errors. And here's top of the lineup. Here's a pop-up to first base. This is an out off the bat of Daisy Frizzell. Pops out to first base. I'm sorry. Yep, that's Daisy. So she popped out to catch her first time, popped up to first base this time. Riley Rawls batting now, ripped a single in her first place between shortstop and third. Last time up. 1 out, 1 down. It's been a crazy, crazy inning. We'll recap it for you here in just a minute. Here's the windup and the throw. Here's a ball well hit. It's going to be over the center fielder's head. Oh, but she recouped just in time to pull it in, heading on down to third after tagging, but Riley Rawls hit it deep. The center fielder for Murphy started in, but then she finally realized, uh-oh, it's going to be over my head, but she recouped just in time and pulled it in. So a good play out there. I believe that's Gracie Hall out in center field for the Murphy Bulldogs. But boy, she recovered it and was going back and pulled that in on that long shot over her shoulder for the out. Carly Tisateski batting now. So we have seen some defensive miscues, but that was an outstanding catch in center field by Gracie Hall of Murphy. That saved another run for the time being. So 1 down now. Carly hit into a forced play last time. Here's a foul ball out of play. Hadley Schuler is going to be on deck. But our Lady Devils have come on with 4 runs here in the bottom of the 2nd inning on 2 crucial Murphy errors on infield throwing errors. And, wow. Again, there's another foul ball off Carly's bat. Hadley on deck. But, yeah, this game is turning around totally different than the game early in the week, which Swain won 2-1. But there were, whichever box score you want to believe, there were 6 or 7 errors in that game between the 2 teams, which, again, was, I think, uncharacteristic. Here is a high pop-up in play. And the Murphy pitcher has this one. And we leave one on base, but more importantly, the Lady Devils strike for 4 runs. And let me go back and recap kind of how it happened. Aria led off with a base on balls. Kennedy Anthony hit a base hit. Then Molly Woodard hit a ground ball that was thrown over the first baseman's head on an error. 2 runs came in. Madeline Bird then came in and ripped a double between center field and right field. Then Reese Ammons got on with another Murphy throwing error to score 2 more runs. Daisy Frizzell popped up. Riley flied to center field, and now Carly pops up to end the inning. But a crazy inning. 4-3 Swain. Will be back after this. Fans, welcome back. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. Kind of a fast-moving game, kind of a crazy, wacky. Wacky is maybe the word to describe what we've seen between the 2 teams here with, again, just some unusual defensive plays that have really resulted in some runs scored. Now, we have had some good hits. I'll give our Lady Devils credit. We've had 1, 2, 3. Well, we've only had 3 clean hits. The other, the RBIs were actually all scored on errors. Now, Murphy has 1, 2, looks like 2 or 3 hits. 3 hits on the day, I believe, already, as we're in the top of the 3rd inning. Batting now is going to be Paisley Johnson, their outstanding pitcher, and Johnson really is a good pitcher. I know it was a 2-1 game, but Johnson is an outstanding pitcher. There's a strike. Paisley Johnson earlier this year beat Murphy 8-1. Paisley had 14 strikeouts in that game. Gave up 3 hits and 3 walks. And again, she's an outstanding player. And again, a lot of wind coming in. Pitch outside for a ball from Riley Rawls, and that's going to be Paisley Johnson with a base on balls. The second walk Murphy has come up with today. Last year, Paisley Johnson pitched 138 innings, had 184 strikeouts. Pretty good ERA, 2.43. So again, between Paisley Johnson, Riley Rawls here at Swain. We'll get into Robbinsville, folks, when we play them, but they have some outstanding pitching as well. One of their pitchers is a freshman. Robbinsville had a big win over Inca earlier this week, 5-0. That really surprised a lot of people, except maybe the Smoky Mountain Conference. Inca rated the #1 team in the mountains in softball coming into that game. Maybe not so after that Robbinsville 5-0 win. So our Lady Devils are going to be playing Inca twice in the next couple of weeks. We'll play them next week and then the week after. Pitch low for a ball. Murphy with a runner on, nobody out. Talking about Inca, we will be playing at Inca on Friday, March 20th. That is exactly 1 week from today. And then we come back the following Monday, March 23rd, and we host Inca here at Swain. Foul ball off the bat again. As again, Murphy with a runner at first, and batting is Piper Dalton. Piper, the catcher for the Bulldogs, grounded to second base her first time. Over on the baseball diamond, Maroon Devils have the bases loaded, and right now they have a 2-0 lead. And there's a foul ball. That game is in the bottom of the second with 2 out, and it looks like, almost looked like for a minute one of our batters got hit, but apparently not. He dodged that pitch. But our Maroon Devils on top, 2-0 in baseball in the bottom of the second, bases loaded, 2 out. Here's a ground ball between shortstop and third. Kennedy knocked it down, and I've got to score that an infield hit. She dove to her left, couldn't make a play on it, but did knock it down. So Murphy now with runners at first and second. And boy, the wind is really loud here.
Oh, wow. They walked in 2 runs. He's walked in 2 runs.
So now Murphy has walked in a couple of runs on the baseball diamond. Swain leads 3-0. Now Murphy hitting with runners at first and second. At the plate for Murphy is Gracie Thrasher, who had that home run on Monday for Murphy's only run. Last time up, there's a ball that kind of gets by, and now the runners advance to second and third, and we have nobody out here in the top of the third inning with a 4-3 Swain lead. Again, Thrasher, a solo home run in the bottom of the 7th inning at Murphy earlier this week. Walked her first time. On deck is going to be Jenna Cook, who popped up to first her first time. But now Murphy with runners in scoring position with nobody out. First base is empty. There's a foul ball on the first base side, no play. Baseball, 3-0 Swain. Bottom of the second with 2 out. And the base is still loaded. There's a ground ball in play down to second base. This time, looks like they're going to get us out. So we leave the bases loaded in baseball, but we have a 3-0 lead after 2. Here we go. Riley with a pitch. Foul ball again. Off the bat of Thrasher, the first baseman. 4-3 Swain lead here. In the top of the third inning, Lady Devils looking for the first out to try to get out of this jam with 2 runners on. Jenna Cook coming up, and then Aaliyah Grant following Jenna for the Bulldogs. Early Smoky Mountain Conference action. There's a ball well hit right field going back, and it gets up over our head. 2 runs will score. Getting up, and now the ball coming into the infield. Going to be throwing to third base, and again, it just got over the head over there of Reese Ammons, who made a diving attempt to try to get it, and it was just inside the right field line. A big triple for the Murphy Bulldogs, and again, that ball was well hit by Gracie Thrasher, and 2 RBIs. So now Murphy with a runner on third and still no out. Jenna Cook, the batter, popped up to first base last time. Aaliyah Grant on deck. Pitch in for a ball. So Murphy has regained the lead now 5-4 with this 2-run top of the third. All our Maroon Devil runs came in the bottom of the second with those unbelievable infield plays defensively for Murphy. So the way this game is going, man, I don't know what we're gonna see, but it's entertaining. I'll say that. It's probably driving both coaches, Toby Burrell and Eric Laney, crazy right now. But it has been interesting to watch. Over in baseball again after 2 innings, top of the third, Murphy batting, but Maroon Devils leading 3-0. Here in softball, Murphy has come back with 2 runs here on the top of the third to lead 5-4. But a lot of action still to play in both games. Of course, we're scheduled for 7. While Murphy, Swain, and Robbinsville will likely fight it out for the Smoky Mountain Conference Championship in softball. In baseball, and again, this is just speculation, pitch in for a ball. I think it's going to come down to Swain and Hayesville, likely for the baseball title. And getting on with a base on balls now is going to be Jenna Cook. So now runners on the corners for Murphy. And stepping in is going to be Aaliyah Grant, who got on with an error last time. Grace Ledford is going to be on deck. Pitch in for a strike from Riley Rawls. Both pitchers facing good opposition today, as we're seeing already. 9 runs total have scored. Here's a hard shot into deep center field. It's going to be over our head. Another run is in. One runner will round second and will wind up at third. And now Aaliyah Grant with a stand-up double and another Murphy RBI. Aaliyah Grant hit one into deep center field for a stand-up double. Just 2 well-hit balls here in a row. Basically back-to-back, a triple, then a walk, and now the big double by Grant. And now Grace Ledford hitting for Murphy. And the Maroon Devils right now struggling to get Murphy out. Grace Moore is going to be on deck. We got Grace, and Gracie. Grace Ledford popped out to second base last time, as now Murphy leads 6-4 with a 3-run third inning. Coach Toby Burrell coming out to have a chat and see if we can calm down somewhat these Murphy bats. So far on the day, let's see, unofficially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. Again, unofficially, just my unofficial stats. I'm not the official scorekeeper by any stretch, but both teams have hit the ball, bottom line. And we may see a pitching change. Aria Toinita is warming up in the pitching circle for the Lady Devils. And we'll take a break while she does that. Fans, stay with us. We'll be right back. Fans, welcome back. A defensive change for the Lady Devils. Swing and a miss. as again, Aria Toinita is coming on the pitch. Riley Rawls will now go over to first base. They simply change positions. And batting is going to be Grace Ledford, again, who popped out to second base. But Murphy still runners at second and third. And still nobody out. Here on the top of the third inning. Big softball matchup in this always competitive Smoky Mountain Conference. Normally, it's Swain, Murphy, and Robbinsville. That's the way it's been the last few years. A couple of years before that, Hiwassee Dam had a couple of really good teams. They had some great pitching, some really good athletes, and Hiwassee Dam kind of ruled the roost. Oh boy, I think that one got away from Aria. She's probably smiling inside her face mask. That one just slipped out of her hands, and even too high for Carly to catch. That one hit the high up on the back screen, but hey, it's just a ball that got away. Now the runners again at second and third again. First base open. Aria Toinita came on and again had some really good pitching in the win over Smoky Mountain, I believe it was, in that 5-inning run rule game. We also beat Tuscola 10-0 in 5 innings. Pitch high for a ball. Oh, there's a walk, and that's going to load the bases. Boy, the Lady Devils are struggling today to get Murphy out. And now they're going to bring up the bottom of the lineup. Grace Moore now had a big single, though, and an RBI last time. Grace, the right fielder. A big single and an RBI. And then top of the lineup, Emma Hensley, 2 for 2 on the day for Murphy, with a single and a big 2 RBI double her last time. Baseball now 3-1. Swain leading Murphy. Murphy has just scored. They have the bases loaded now with only 1 out in the top of the third inning in baseball. Back to softball. Aria Toinita, the right-hander, the windup and the throw. There's a ground ball down to third base. Going to be a hard play at home. It's going to be out. That was the play. That was the play. Good play over there defensively for the Lady Devils to get that out at home plate before the run scored. Good play by Allie Stevenson. Heads up play, just a little flip. She was kind of on her knees pretty much, and just flipped it into Carly Tisateski for the force out at home with the bases loaded. And now Grace Moore is at first, and the bases are still loaded. And now Murphy with 1 out. Still the bases loaded, and top of the lineup batting, and they're going to bring in a courtesy runner as well in their black and gold uniforms. Coming on to run, looks like, is going to be looks like number 33, Cody Burnett. And she'll come in as a courtesy runner. Some people call them courtesy runners. Baseball calls it pinch runner. A substitute runner, if you will. Top of the lineup, Emma Hensley. 2 RBIs on a 2-for-2 day, and another shot all the way to the fence in right center field. This is going to score a couple of runs. So 2 runs in and another big double again for Emma Hensley. 4 RBIs. Emma, 3 for 3, 4 RBIs on the day. Pardon me, is now, again, the Maroon Devils struggling here to get Murphy out. They have really opened things up here with a 5-run third inning now for an 8-4 lead. And still runners at second and third. Batting now for the Bulldogs is going to be Emma Laney, who has struck out and popped out to second base in 2 times. But again, this has turned into a totally different game than we saw early in the week, a 2-1 game. And already we've seen 12 runs scored here, and we're still on the top of the third. Talk about a dramatic turnaround. Wow. But hey, you know, and not to pick on either team or any player at all, but that's the drama of sports, and that's why you play the game, because you just never know. Off-speed pitch going to be low for a ball from Aria. Again, freshman pitcher coming in. Riley Rawls over at first base. Everybody else still in the same spot on defense. But again, Murphy with one down. Runners at second and third. And an 8-4 lead. Top three. Wind up on the throw. Aria, foul ball out of play. Over on the baseball fence. Over in baseball, it's 3-1 now. Maroon Devils will be batting in the bottom of the third with a 2-run lead. So, a good conference game going on in baseball. And a lot of times we're going to see baseball and softball playing at the same times. Both teams are playing kind of at 4:30. There's a ground ball down to Hadley over to first base in time. Got the out, but a run scores. And it's been a 6-run inning now for Murphy. And it's just been hitting. It has not been bad defense. It has just been hitting the ball. Batting now is going to be Paisley Johnson, their pitcher. So Emma grounds out to second base. Paisley Johnson has flied to left field and walked in 2 times. Pitch in for a strike. This will be her first time facing Aria Toinita. And again, as Joe Holt and I were talking, as Aria was warming up, sometimes just bringing in a different pitcher with a different cadence, a different wind-up, just a different style, can throw the other teams hitting off somewhat. You hope so anyway, if you're the defensive team, to kind of get them out of their hitting rhythm that we saw Murphy in. They were just ripping it today. Unlike Monday when they got 1 run. And it was a solo home run. Pitch in for a strike. Pick out throw to third, not in time. Still over at third base, looks like Emma Hensley, who has 4 RBIs on the day for Murphy. Aria looking in with a windup and the throw. Pitch inside, high and tight for a ball. 9-4 Murphy with the edge right now with the 6-run top of the third. Of course, the Maroon Devils scored 4 in the bottom of the second. Oh, pitch in, call, third strike, Aria Toinita. Murphy leaves 1 stranded. Aria with her first strikeout of the day, and the Maroon Devils finally get out of this tough third inning. We go to the bottom of the third with a score, Murphy 9, Swain 4. We'll be back. Welcome back to Smoky Mountain Conference softball, home of the Lady Devils, as our Lady Devils are trying to answer back. And boy, there's a shot into left field that's going to be foul, unfortunately, off the very good bat of Hadley Schuler. Hadley flied out to center field her first time, but that was almost a double just outside the deep left field line, all the way to the fence. Going to be a long foul ball, if you will. Aria Tornita on deck. Kennedy Anthony will be hitting as well here in the bottom of the third inning. Just an unusual kind of game, and there's a pitch in for a call strike and an off-speed pitch. Paisley Johnson doing a good job so far. Our Lady Devils had 4 runs in the bottom of the second, and most of those courtesy of Murphy errors. But boy, Murphy came back with a vengeance in the top of the third and scored 6 runs, and they hit some pretty good shots. Hadley hanging in there. Always doing a good job at second base. There's a foul ball out of play. Talking about some of our seniors, of course, we have 5 senior starters, 5 underclassmen. Riley Rawls, Jaden Smiley, Ariel Dehart, Carly Tisateski, Molly Woodard, Madeline Bird, Kennedy Anthony. All our seniors. Most of those are starters. Then we got people like, and there's a strikeout for out number 1. Hadley Schuler, only a sophomore. Reese Ammons, a sophomore. Daisy Frizzell, a freshman. Aria Tornita, a freshman. Allie Stevenson, a junior. So we got quite a mix here of good Lady Devil softball players. 1 down now. Aria Tornita walked last time for the Lady Devils. And on deck, if we can hang on to our papers, Kennedy Anthony, who got on with a base hit last time. Over in baseball, got a ball in play. Shortstop over to first for the batter out. That's going to be 2 out. Maroon Devils lead 3-1. In the bottom of the third now with runners at second and third in the baseball game. So a tight one there, 3-1. Over here in softball, it's 9-4 Murphy. Bottom of the third with 1 out, nobody on. Aria hitting. Kennedy on deck. Pitch low, that one in the dirt for a ball. But I really believe the future is very bright for both these softball programs. A lot of good players at the senior level for leadership and some good underclassmen. Pitch in for a strike. Over on the Murphy side, looking at some of their upperclassmen, Paisley Johnson, their outstanding pitcher, is a senior. Emma Laney is a senior, so they only have 2 seniors on this team. And there's a ball 4. So Aria has been on now 2 times with walks today, courtesy of Paisley Johnson. Kennedy Anthony got a base hit last time, and boy, the Lady Devils could use several base hits right now. Kennedy batting, Molly Woodard on deck. Molly had one of those big 2 RBI error plays, if you will, earlier. There's a shot, and it's going to be right out there center fielder, though. A line drive. That was a really good shot off the bat of Kennedy. But right at the center fielder who made a good play out there. Talking about Gracie Hall for Murphy. Molly Woodard batting now. The Lady Devils center fielder got on last time with an error that brought in 2 runs. Molly, one of those outstanding seniors on this Lady Devil softball team. So over on the baseball diamond, looks like the score is still Swain 3, Murphy 1, as they go to the top of the 4th inning in that one. Molly digs in. Runner at first takes off and easing on into, well, sliding, but still not really a threat to be out of second base. Good job by Aria Tornita with a stolen base. As Molly digs back in, Madeline Bird is going to be on deck. 1 down. Swing and a miss. off-speed pitch. Again, Molly Woodard, really solid player on this Lady Devil softball team with the bat and with the glove out in center field. I think I was told that today was a teacher work day, so no school today for students in Swain County from what we've been told. Here's the windup and the throw, going to be missing for a ball. One down, bottom of the third. A bang-up game here between the Lady Devils hosting the Murphy Bulldogs. 2 down. Now Molly steps out. And here's going to be a ball 4. So now 2 walks in this inning. Aria is over at third base, and now Molly has walked, and Madeline Bird batting now. So the Lady Devils trying to answer back with some scoreboard action here. Madeline, first time up, ripped a big double. And that would score at least 1 if she can do that again here. Wind up and the throw, both runners jumping in now. Pardon me, but Molly easing into second base, no throw, with a runner at third. Madeline hanging in there. Reese Ammons is going to be on deck. There's a high ball that could be trouble. It hangs up forever and is going to be caught, unfortunately, for the Lady Devils out in left field. So we leave a couple on base. So we go to the top of the 4th inning. It's Murphy 9, Swain 4. We'll be back. Fans, welcome back. We have played 3, and I think we're a long way from having any winner and loser in this softball contest. It's 9-4 Murphy. Murphy at bat here on the top of the 4th inning. And the way this game has been played, we don't know what to we don't know what to expect next, if you will. There's a ground ball. It's going to be foul. Murphy getting things underway with the bat, and they really had a big inning last inning. Leading off here in the 4th inning is going to be Piper Dalton. Their cleanup batter with nobody on, nobody out. Again, top of the 4th. Murphy had 3 runs in the second, 6 in the third. Our Lady Devils had 4 runs in the second for all of the scoring. But again, it's so unusual to see this after a 2-1 game earlier in the week. Swain scored 1 run in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. That Murphy. Murphy scored their only run in the bottom of the 7th with a solo home run off the bat of Gracie Thrasher. So a total of 3 runs scored in that very tight game. And in this game today, Not even similar. But again, hey, that's what makes sports, I really believe, so fantastic. You just don't know what's going to happen. Pitch in is going to be low for a ball. Again, Aria Toinita in the circle now, the freshman for the Lady Devils. Riley Rawls over at first base. Everybody else, Hadley Schuler at second base. Kennedy Anthony over at shortstop. Allie Stevenson over at third base. Out in left field, as always, we've got Daisy Frizzell. And again, we've got Reese Ammons in right field, Molly Woodard in center field. There's another foul ball. That's our course. Carly Tisateski goes without saying, always behind the plate. That's the Lady Devil defense right now. Getting underway here in the top of the fourth inning. Murphy at bat. Aria's wind up. And a ground ball in play to short. Oh, it gets by between shortstop and third for a base hit. Leading off here for Murphy. And again, they have hit the ball well. As Piper Dalton gets her second hit of the day. She had an infield base hit last time. And now batting is the home run leader for Murphy, or she was early in the week when she hit that solo shot in that 2-1 ball game. Gracie Thrasher has walked once and then got a big triple that knocked in 2 Murphy runs. So she had a big hit last time up. Jenna Cook is going to be on deck. And to be honest, it was really Gracie who really, along with Piper Dalton, really got that inning going for Murphy. Swing and a miss. Fastball from Aria Toinita. Gracie at the plate, getting a word from head coach Eric Laney down at third base. Here's a pitch low in the dirt, almost in the dirt. Pick out throw to first, not in time, but close. Diving back over there again is going to be Piper Dalton, the leadoff batter, who had a single. Piper is the catcher for Murphy. They're wearing solid black with some gold trim. Our Lady Devils with white pants, maroon jerseys, and white numbers. Pitch in for a ball. So now 3-0 count. Over in baseball, Murphy tightening it up, and they're still batting in the top of the fourth. It's now Swain 3, Murphy 2, with 2 out and a runner on third for Murphy. So a tight baseball game, and I think this softball game may get tighter as the afternoon goes on. Pitch in for a strike. Oh no, it's going to be ball 4. It looked like he was pointing for a strike, but he was pointing for the hitter, Gracie Thrasher, to hit on down to first base with her second walk of the day. Now it's going to be Jenna Cook, who popped up to first base. And also got to walk her last time. So now runners at first and second for Murphy, and nobody out. The windup and the first pitch in for a strike for Aria Toinita. On deck for the Bulldogs is going to be Aaliyah Grant, who has an RBI on her stat sheet today. Swing and a miss for a strike. Lady Devils trying to get out of this inning without any further addition to the Murphy scoreboard in this 9-4 contest. 9-4, but a lot of softball. There's a high pop-up, and it's going to be caught by Carly behind home plate, right up against the fence pretty much. That's a good catch by Carly Tisateski behind the plate for the out. That's kind of tough, looking straight up pretty much into the sun and almost up against the fence. Stepping in now is going to be Aaliyah Grant for Murphy. Got on her first time with an error, and then last time up, ripped a big double for an RBI. Grace Ledford will be on deck, followed by Grace Moore. We got two Gracies back to back. We got two Emmas back to back. We had that a couple of years ago for the Lady Devils. We had 2 or 3 players with the same name, first name. Pitch in for a strike. Aria Tonita trying to pitch the Lady Devils out of a jam here. Of course, we're scheduled for 7. The Maroon Devils in baseball lead 3-2, bottom of the 4th. There's a ball in play in the softball. On over to first in time, and the throw is going to be high from Kennedy. And that is going to score a Murphy run. So again, the error has reared its ugly head in this softball game and allowed a run to score. As Aaliyah Grant is on for her second time with an error that allowed the run to score. It's now 10-4 Murphy. And the first of 2 Graces coming up. Grace Ledford, Grace Moore on deck. Grace Ledford has popped to second base and walked. Here's a forced play at second on to first, and that's going to be very close. And that's going to be a bang-bang double play. Good play over there. And Kennedy Anthony and Hadley Schuler all combined with Riley Rawls from second to short to first for a nice double play to end the inning. But Murphy scores again. It's 10-4 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning here at Swain High. Fans, welcome back. Glad to have you along with us here on this Friday as we're taking on the Murphy Bulldogs. And here's the windup and the throw from Paisley Johnson. First pitch in for a strike to Reese Ammons, who last time up got on with an error and 2 runs scored on that infield throwing error. That was part of that unusual inning that we saw. There's a pitch in the dirt, nobody harmed, nobody on base. But don't forget now, if you want to be part of the Maroon Devils Network and help our Swain High athletes, join the Let It Ride program. It's the best deal around for only $5.99 a month. You can stay on with us all year, see any and all of the games in any and all of the sports. We're going to be hopefully doing some baseball. We've already had some softball and continue to do some softball. I know Joe has been working on soccer. I think track and field today, as a matter of fact, is over at Montreat in track and field in some competition there. So there is so much good going on, and we try to bring you all we can on the Maroon Devils Network. There's a shot over shortstop. Going to be in for a base hit. Way to lead off from Reese Ammons with a nice base hit to get things going here on the bottom of the 4th inning with 1 on, nobody out. And we go back to the top of the lineup, and Daisy Frizzell, who has popped to the catcher and popped out to first base in 2 times. Riley Rawls is going to be on deck, followed by Carly Tisateski. And this Lady Devil lineup is so capable of scoring runs. But Paisley Johnson, give her credit. Doing a good job. The southpaw in the circle for Murphy. Swing and a miss by Daisy. And Daisy Frizzell, of course, one of our starting freshmen, along with Aria. So some good young players and, again, some good senior leadership on this Lady Devils softball. In baseball, it's still 3-2 Maroon Devils as the Devils are batting, and they're batting in the bottom of the 4th inning. And ironically, our Lady Devils are batting in the bottom of the 4th inning. Hanging in there, Daisy Frizzell now down at second base easily. Reese Ammons getting the job done, hustling on down to second base. Pitch high for a ball. Again, a breezy, but hey, it's March. You know what they say about March winds, and we've had plenty of wind all over western North Carolina here in the month of March, and we've had some of the craziest weather. Check swing, and it's going to be a strike on Daisy. We have had days where it was near 80 degrees, and I think in some areas of western North Carolina this morning there were snow flurries. So it's you just never know. You just never know. Swing and a miss for a strike, and that's going to be one down. So Daisy goes down swinging. Riley Rawls got a single her first time, and last time up she hit a shot, but unfortunately it was at their center fielder, Gracie Hall, and was ball well hit, but it was caught for the out. Carly on deck. Reese Ammons down at second. Riley got popped right in the back. So that's going to be a hit by pitch from Paisley Johnson, and we should see a courtesy runner coming in for Riley. And we hope she's okay. Normally, you just don't know when you get hit by a pitch. Riley looks like is going to stay in right now and run. Carly is at the plate. Runners at first and second, one down. Carly always capable of hitting it out. There's a high pitch. Wild pitch over the head of the catcher, and the runners advance. So now Reese is at third. Riley is at second. One down. Carly capable of hitting the long ball. Hadley Schuler is going to be on deck. Aria Toinita to follow her. Lady Devils looking for another big 4-run inning like they had in the second. Pitch just missing for a ball. But again, Murphy in the lead, 10-4 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Over in baseball, they have now played 4 innings, and it's Swain 3, Murphy 2 in the baseball contest. 4 innings complete. Pitch outside for a ball. Carly with a good eye, obviously. On the day, has hit into a forced play and popped up to the pitcher in 2 times. Hadley coming up. And again, runners at second and third. The windup and the throw from the southpaw. The ball gets by, and scoring easily, standing up all the way from third, is going to be Reese Ammons, and hustling on down to third is going to be Riley Rawls. So the Lady Devils get one on the board here. It's now 10-5. And that was a walk, so Carly is on. So now the Lady Devils with second base open. Carly should be hustling on to second here in a couple of minutes. Aria at the plate now. So the Lady Devils trying to make some noise offensively here. No, check that. Hadley at the plate. Aria on deck. Hadley flat out to center field and struck out. Big swing and a miss. Carly hustles on down to second base easily. No throw to second. And again, Hadley, sophomore, good athlete, basketball player, outstanding second baseman, and a good bat, hitting in the number 4 spot. Pitch high for a ball. This one getting through, and again, here comes Riley. Not even sliding, scoring from third. So again, call it a wild pitch or a pass ball, whatever the statistician says, but it's going to result in 2 Lady Devil runs, and now Carly down at third base. And if you're a coach, those are the kind of runs you don't like to see come in. But now it's a 10-6 ball game. Big swing and a miss. Big cut by Hadley. Hit a deep fly ball her first time up into center field. That wind still howling around the baseball and softball facilities here at Swain County High School. There's a foul ball. Head coach Toby Burrell along with Carly Tisateski over at third base. A lot of noise over on the baseball diamond. 3-2 ball game. Murphy batting. They're in the top of the fifth inning. And it's hard to believe, but their game is moving faster than our game, which is normally not the case. But there have been a lot of runs scored in this one. A total of now 16 runs. Over in baseball, they scored a total of 5. That's why things are a little bit different from a time standpoint. Here's the windup from Paisley Johnson off the bat of Hadley. Foul ball. Lady Devils trying to score one more here. Make it a 3-run game in the bottom of the 4th inning. High pop-up, going to be out of play on the third base side on the top of the dugout. And we see all the kids run over there to try to, well, they're running, but they're not after the softball. So they're just running up the road having fun. So good for them. Hadley with a couple of strikes now. Digging in at the plate, the windup and the throw is going to be through again and easily scoring. You know, Carly can really run. And again, that is the 3rd run scored with the ball getting by the catcher. And again, however you want to score that, pass ball or wild pitch, that's up to the statistician. But regardless, the Lady Devils with 3 unearned runs, if you will, here in the bottom of the 4th inning, all scoring on those pitches. There's another shot going to be out of play from Hadley. So now base is empty, but 3 runs on the board. 10-7 Murphy. Bottom 4 here. Lady Devils hanging in there at the plate. Hadley Schuler batting. Aria on deck. Kennedy Anthony after Aria. Here's the windup from, again, Paisley Johnson. And that's going to be ball 4. So Hadley on with a walk. Aria Toinita batting now. Aria, believe it or not, has walked both times. She has been on both times, and let's see if she can make it 3 in a row. Let's see now, over at Kenzie Eagleman chatting over at first base with Hadley Schuler and looks like Kennedy. Can't tell. No, it's going to be Aria. She's talking with Aria Toinita and Hadley Schuler over at first base as Aria is now coming to bat. Kennedy's on deck. She's talking with head coach Toby Burrell and assistant Robbie Brown over there. Okay, runner at first. Here we go. Here's the windup from the southpaw. High pop-up, and it's going to be not a playable ball over against the right field fence. Long way to go, but tracking it down over there was Grace Moore. For Murphy, they have 1, 2 Graces, 1, 2, 3 Gracies, Gracie. 2 Graces, 3 Gracies, and 2 Emmas. So, pitch high for a ball. Hadley at first, Aria batting, Kennedy on deck. Lady Devils already with 3 on the board here in the bottom of the 4th inning. All from pitches that got away from Murphy here. Scoring runners from third for all 3 of those runs. Pitch low for a ball. So unlike, again, this game is so dramatically different than the game these two teams played at Murphy early in the week. That was a 2-1 game that didn't see a whole lot of offense. There's a high pop-up. Now this one is in play. First baseman over there has it for Murphy, and that's going to be out. So a pop-up by Aria Toinita. And I believe that's out, number 2. The sun is really shining on that scoreboard, but I believe it's 2 out. Joe Holt confirms his eyes are much better than mine. So batting now is going to be Kennedy Anthony, who has a very strong bat. Got a base hit first time, line to center field her second time on a well-hit ball. Let's see if she can move Hadley Schuler around, who is down at first base. There's a foul ball, out of play. Again, Kennedy had a big day at Murphy, 2 for 3 with a big RBI in that 2-1 win. And as we mentioned, it's unusual that Swain and Murphy are playing their 2 head-to-head matchups in conference play this early. Of course, I know you got to schedule them when you can, but then Murphy and Swain both do not play Robbinsville, which is going to be other pivotal games, until late in April, near the end of the regular season. And I've got to believe those matchups will determine the Smoky Mountain Conference Championship. There's a well-hit ball. This one's going to be hitting on the fence in the air. Hadley rounding second. She's going to come around third. Throw is going to be in. Close play at the plate. She's safe. Kennedy Anthony rolling into third base. So Kennedy with a big shot and a big RBI. A big RBI. That one was about maybe 3 or 4 feet from going over the fence in almost straightaway center field. Big shot from Kennedy. She had a big RBI early in the week against Murphy and another big one today. It's now 10-8, I'm guessing. Yes, 4 runs here in the fourth. We had 4 in the second. Murphy 3 in the second, 6 in the third, 1 in the fourth. 10-8. Batting now is going to be Molly Woodard, another outstanding senior. Got on with the base on balls last time. Here's a hard shot to shortstop over to first, but that's going to be an infield single and another RBI. Pardon me, Molly Woodard, infield base hit. That was almost a good play over at shortstop, but the ball was just, and Molly's too quick. That's an infield single with an RBI for Molly Woodard. So now, man, things are getting tight. 10-9. A 5-run fourth inning for the Lady Devils, and it's not over yet. Madeline Bird batting. Madeline at 2 times has a big double and flied out to left field. Here's a shot into right field. That's going to be in for a hit. Rounding second. Toby Burrell is already putting on the, hey, come on, let's score. Here's a throw coming into home plate, and the ball is dropped, and the run scores. Molly very fast scores the tying run. This is a 10-10 ball game. Another good hit for the Lady Devils, who again are so capable of putting runs on the board. And that was Madeline Bird. And she's all the way down at third base with a big triple and an RBI. And that ball in the outfield. Throw came in, looked like it might be a close play at home, but it was not to be as Molly scored. And now Reese Ammons batting. Reese again had one of those ground balls in play in the infield that resulted in 2 RBIs on a Murphy infield throwing error. And last time Reese got on with a base hit. And now we've got a 10-10 game. Can you imagine? Hey, it's Murphy Swain. I mean, that explains it all. Pitch high for a ball from Paisley Johnson. Again, Madeline down at third. Reese Ammons at the plate. Got a base hit last time. A base hit would give the Lady Devils the lead. Pitch low for a ball. Lady Devils had the lead after the second inning. Murphy scored 3 in the top of the second. Swain scored 4 in the bottom of the second for a 4-3 lead, but then Murphy charged back with 6 in the top of the third inning for a 9-4 lead. Then they added one in the fourth. Pitch in for a strike. Of course, the Lady Devils have now struck for 5 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. So that's right, 6. 6 runs. I'm sorry. Yes, 6 here. 6 plus 4 equal 10. That's the correct math. That's why we have a 10-10 game. There's a ball well hit over shortstop. It's going to be in for a base hit, and there's the go-ahead run. Off the bat of Reese Ammons with a big hit and a big RBI. And the Lady Devils have now scored 7 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And are still batting with the top of the lineup coming up, Daisy Frizzell. And let's see, we may see looks like maybe a change. Let's see. I believe coming to bat is going to be Emmylou Cutler. And Emmylou had a good day against Murphy earlier in the week, going 2 for 2. So Emmylou coming on to bat now with Reese Ammons' big RBI, the go-ahead RBI, 11-10. I don't think this scoreboard is finished yet. Pitch in for a strike, heading on down to second. Oh, that might have been an out, but the shortstop couldn't make the connection on the throw. And sliding in was Reese Ammons. That was almost a close play at second, but Reese is safe with the stolen base. Man, what a crazy game. 11-10, Swain. Wind up on the throw, pitch in for a ball. Over on the baseball diamond, they're still pretty well 3-2. Swain still in the lead and batting in the bottom of the fifth inning with a runner at first and 1 out over on the baseball diamond. Here it's 11-10 Swain in softball, bottom of the fourth. Runner at second, Reese Ammons down there. Daisy Frizzell digging in, swing and a miss. No, check that, I'm sorry. Emmylou Cutler digging in. Had a change in the batting lineup there. Riley Rawls is going to be on deck. But what a what a fun game. Pitch in for a called third strike. And that's going to leave one stranded, but the Lady Devils come charging back in the bottom of the fourth inning with 7 big runs to take an 11-10 lead. Fans will be back with the top of the fifth after this timeout.
Thank you for being a sustaining member of Maroon Devils Network Live. Now that the fall sports season is over, we'd like you to stick around and enjoy the countless hours of winter and spring sports yet to be broadcasted on Maroon Devils Network. Even if you're not interested in basketball, women's soccer, baseball, wrestling, or softball, your continuing support of $5.99 per month is a huge help to the Swain Athletic Program as it gives us funding to help all of these sports. Every penny of your support goes directly to our student athletes to help their teams. So remember to let it ride so we can keep this Maroon machine running. Thank you.
Fans, here we go with the final 5, 6, and 7 innings of Lady Devil softball. What a game, 11-10. And there's a big swing and a miss. Aria Toinita in the circle for the Lady Devils facing the Murphy Bulldogs and Grace Moore. Grace has a single with an RBI and a fielder's choice and 2 times at the plate for Murphy. But this game is just incredibly unusual. Again, after a 2-1 game between these two teams earlier this week, And to come in now and 21 runs on the scoreboard in just 4 innings. And we still have 3 innings to go. There's a foul ball off the bat. Oh, no, it hit the batter, they're going to say. So, man, that thing caromed off like it hit the bat, but probably hit her elbow, and that's got to hurt. So, Grace Moore is on, and now Gracie Hall. Let's see. For the Murphy Bulldogs, top of the lineup, Emma Hensley. Gracie Hall is the center fielder on defense only, does not hit for Murphy. Pitch in. One thing about Aria, man, she has a fastball. That thing sizzles when it comes in there. Of course, Riley Rawls does too. We are blessed with 2 good pitchers. Emma Hensley, Emma Laney is going to be on deck behind her, so it's Emma and Emma. Emma Hensley's had a good day today with a single and 2 doubles and 4 RBIs for the Murphy Bulldogs. She's been a tough out. Matter of fact, we haven't got her out all day. Runner at first. Pitch in for a strike. Emma Laney on deck. Another good hitter. Again in baseball, 3-2. Swain leading Murphy. Murphy batting in the top of the 6th inning. Just getting the 6th inning underway over there. And again, they're right next door. We can see the scoreboard easily and keep you posted on the baseball game. Another foul ball off the bat here on the top of the 5th inning. And Joe Holt and I were discussing the weather. Once that sun goes down, the temperature is going to go down with it. That's the March in the mountains weather. Pitch in for a ball. Pickoff throw to first, not in time. Diving back over there for Murphy is Grace Moore, their right fielder. Emma Hensley trying to get something off the strong right arm of Aria Toynita at the plate. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be one of the few strikeouts of the day. Unofficially, I think Murphy has had 3 hitters strike out all day. Our Lady Devils, I think, have only had 2 batters struck out today. So striking out has not been much of an option. These 2 pitchers, or these 3 pitchers actually, have had to work because the batters have put the ball in play all day. And there's one that's going to be in for a base hit. And that's going to hang up the runner at second, but now she decides to go because she had to wait because there was a chance that Reese Ammons might have caught that, but it dropped in at the last second. So now at first and second, Murphy trying to get back in business again here offensively. So that was Emma Laney with the base hit. And now Paisley Johnson, the Murphy Bulldog pitcher, was, but you say outstanding. I think the pitchers are outstanding, but boy, they have had to struggle today in this game with 21 runs on the scoreboard. 3 pitchers have been involved in this score fest. Pitch in for a strike to Paisley Johnson on the day, has flied to left field, walked and struck out. Piper Dalton is going to be on deck for Murphy. And they have runners at first and second. Pitch high for a ball. You know, we've had some scoreless innings. First inning for both teams, scoreless. Swain scoreless in the 3rd. Murphy has scored 3 in the 2nd, 6 in the 3rd, and 1 in the 4th. And they're trying to get more on the board here on the top of the 5th inning. Aria, there's a shot that's going to be just foul on the left field side. Everybody holds tight. Our Lady Devils scoreless in the 1st and 3rd, but 4 runs in the bottom of the 2nd, and then again 7 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Aria looks in with the windup and the pitch, and there's a foul ball off the fence behind home plate. Don't forget, 3 road games next week for the Lady Devils. On the road Wednesday at Smoky Mountain, at Cherokee Thursday, now that Cherokee has won their 3rd consecutive state basketball championship. And the Lady Devils will be at Enka next Friday. Swing and a miss. And there's another strikeout. So now 2 strikeouts this inning, which again has been somewhat unusual for either team. Batting now is going to be Piper Dalton. Piper on the day is grounded to second, had an infield base hit and another base hit. So 2 for 3 on the day. Piper Dalton, pitch high for a ball. But again, runners at first and second for Murphy now with a chance to take the lead. Foul ball off Piper's bat. We hear a dog barking over there, but it's somebody's pet. It's not any of the Bulldogs. Sorry. Had to throw that in. But there's another foul ball off the bat of this Bulldog, Piper Dalton. And some fans do bring their dogs down to the games and watch baseball and softball. And hey, it's all good. We just like the fans to come out and support these players. And man, 2 outstanding games. We've got 2. Now we got a tie game in the baseball game. Murphy hitting in the top of the 6th inning, and they have scored to tie it 3-3. And now they have a runner at second base with 2 out. Here in softball, Lady Devils lead 11-10, top of the 5th. There's another foul ball off the bat of Piper. Murphy, though, with 2 runners on, with 2 out, here in the top of the 5th inning. So, a lot of foul balls. Ooh, that one just missing. That one just missing for a ball. That one could have been a strike, but home plate umpire did not agree. 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Murphy batting in the top of the 5th inning, trying to take the lead back. Another foul ball. Our Lady Devils got the lead back. Swain led 4-3 after 2, now leading 11-10 after 4. And my money says the scoreboard is not finished for either team. Piper, here's a shot into right field, and it's going to get through. This one's going to go all the way to the fence. Making a diving attempt was Reese Ammons, but the ball got by all the way to the fence. Coming all the way into third base is going to be Piper Dalton with a big triple and 2 RBIs, and Murphy does take the lead back now at 12-10. A 3-2 count, and just needed that 1 strike with 2 out to get out of the inning. But that ball was a line drive, and it just died right in front of Reese and got by. She made a diving grab, but it went all the way to the fence, and 2 runs scored. 12-11 Murphy. And now a runner at third with 2 out. And again, that's Piper Dalton. Batting now is going to be Gracie Thrasher for the Bulldogs. On the day, Gracie has walked, had a big triple with 2 RBIs and another walk. So she's been on base every time. Jenna Cook will be on deck. Pitch in, just missing for a ball. Sun setting, the scoreboard is still busy here in this softball contest. Over in baseball, they're tied at 3-3. Murphy batting with a runner at second and 2 out. Pitch high for a ball here from Aria Toinita. Now Murphy with the ball in play, but over to first in time, and that's going to end the top of the 6th inning in baseball with the score tied at 3-3. So 2 close games. A 1-run game in softball, 12-11 here in the 5th. Baseball tied at 3-3 as they go to the bottom of the 6th inning next door. Man, oh man. We do have lights, but I hope we finish both games before those are put in play. Here's another foul ball. This softball going over onto the baseball diamond, and now the Murphy catcher picks it up, and he's like, okay, what do I do with it now? He throws it back over the fence to some of the fans over here on the first base side for the Lady Devils. Got some Murphy fans and Swain fans over here. And so count full now. Runner at third. Ground ball to first base, going to be foul. Oh! Wow, I thought that was a foul ball, but they're going to call it fair. I don't know about that. But, boy, that's a big break for the Murphy Bulldogs. So apparently it was close enough to be fair.
She didn't touch it.
And Coach Laney talking to the umpire. Not sure what that's about, but that was a big break for Murphy, calling that a fair ball as now the run scores. And down at second base with 2 out is Gracie Thrasher.
Foul ball. He called it.
So it is going to be a foul ball. I thought it was foul, but hey, I'm not the umpire. But we had a pretty good view of it here. Joe Holt and I, we're outside the right field fence. And that ball, when it got to first base, it went foul. so
And if the Murphy coach was the one that called his attention, that's good sportsmanship.
So interesting call there. So again, Gracie, I believe Gracie, oh, there's a strike 3, and this one is not a foul. So, man, a big turn of events there. Murphy had another potential run, but foul ball was called, and now the strikeout to leave the runner stranded. So we go to the bottom of the 5th, and it's still not over. It's Murphy 12, Swain 11. We'll be right back. Fans, welcome back. Bottom of the 5th inning, and it's going to be Riley Rawls leading off for the Lady Devils, facing Paisley Johnson of Murphy here in the bottom of the 5th inning. What a barn burner we have here. Murphy 12, Swain 11. Just underway, bottom of the 5th. It's even tighter on the baseball game. They're 3-3 in the 6th inning. Pitch from Johnson into Riley for a call strike. Murphy now has, the Maroon Devils in the bottom of the 6th have runners at first and second. They're tied, no out, 3-3. Johnson on the pitching rubber. The windup and the throw. Pitch low for a ball. Lady Devils have some big bats coming up here. Riley Rawls, Carly Tisateski, Hadley Schuler, probably Aria Toinita. Could it be a run-scoring inning? I think so. These are strong bats. There's a high pop-up, though. This one could be caught, and the pitcher has it for 1 down. So 1 down. Carly batting now. On the day, Riley had a big single, fly to center field, was hit by a pitch, and now pops up. Carly on the day has hit into a fielder's choice, popped to the pitcher, and walked. Hadley Schuler on deck. So it's not like we've had a ton of hits on the day, but we've put together some runs. Hey, and that's what matters. Hey, the only stat that matters, I mean, stats are great if you're baseball and softball fans. I think more so than basketball and football fans. Baseball and softball fans are into statistics, especially baseball fans. But the stat that matters is the one on the scoreboard. There's a well-hit ball high in the air, but it's going to hang up and it's going to be caught. Boy, that one had a shot there for a moment. I thought of going out of the park. Carly hit it, but it was so high and it hung up. And it's going to be caught out there in left center field by Gracie Hall. It hung up. It was so high, it gave Gracie time to get under it. Also, their left fielder came over there and was probably able to catch it as well. But that's going to be a quick 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Now it's going to be Hadley Schuler batting. But again, that scoreboard has really been worn out today with 23 runs between the two teams. Murphy 12, Swain 11, 2 out, nobody on, bottom 5. High pop up again, a ball that's catchable, and it's going to be a collision, but this time I think the pitcher came up with the play. And for the first time in a while, 3 up and 3 down for the Lady Devil Bats. We go to the top of the 6th inning, Murphy up by 1. We'll be back. Fans, here we go. 2 more innings. It's not over yet. And leading off for the Murphy Bulldogs, Jenna Cook. The left fielder for the Bulldogs has popped to first base, got on with the base on balls and popped to the catcher, I believe. And again, my stats, of course, are unofficial. We try to do the best we can to keep you kind of posted and give you the tempo and the flavor of the game. And boy, this game has just been all over the map today. 12-11, and there's a foul ball off the bat of Jenna as the Lady Devils are down by 1 over on the baseball diamond. It's even tighter, 3-3, with Murphy batting with nobody out, and they're in the top of the 7th inning, so they are in the final inning. They may be looking at extra innings, who knows, as they're tied at 3-3. Here's the windup from Aria. Pitch high for a ball to Jenna Cook, Aaliyah Grant, and Grace Ledford coming up for head coach Eric Laney, assisted by Taylor Ledford for the Murphy Bulldogs. Nobody on. Nobody out, just getting underway here in top of the 6th. Scheduled for 7. Foul ball. But, man, I tell you what, if you're a baseball and softball fan, you got to get into both these games. Both these games are just competitive. Maybe that's the word. Both teams getting after each other, doing the best they can. And you know how this rivalry is. Everybody's always said, doesn't matter what sport. And it's kind of true, especially today. When Murphy and Swain play, hey, you can throw all the records out the window and all the stats, and because this rivalry is just, I think if you ask both schools, this is the biggest rivalry in the conference. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be out number one. So Aria Toinita with a big strikeout of Jenna Cook, one down. You know, a lot of people like to say it's, Swain, Robbinsville, Swain, Cherokee, but I really believe for the last 40 to 50 years, I know Swain, Sylvester used to be pretty big rivalry, but now with both Swain and Murphy being 2A, the rivalry, I think, is just as big as ever. Swing and a miss by Aaliyah Grant on the day. Aaliyah has had a pretty good day. Got on with an error, had a big double with an RBI, also got on with an error and produced another RBI. So Aaliyah, 3 RBIs, Grace Ledford on deck. One down, top of the 6th. High pop-up, could be in play in the infield. And Hadley Schuler, oh my goodness, bounced off her glove. And, oh my, that is rare. Hadley rarely misses anything. And, yeah, I think, between Hadley and Aria, I'm not sure either player knew which one was going to catch it, and neither one did. So another infield error. And we've seen some of those today for both teams, literally for both teams. So Aaliyah is on now with an error, and Grace Ledford is at the plate for the Bulldogs. Grace Moore on deck. There's a shot, foul right field, as Reese Sammons goes over to chase it down for the Lady Devil outfield. Murphy got a runner at second base now with one out in the top of the 7th. Again, at the plate, Grace Ledford with Aaliyah Grant on first. Pitch high for a ball from Aria Toinita coming on in relief of Riley Rawls. And Aria's thrown a lot of pitches today. There's been a lot of action here, a lot of balls in play. Foul ball. And surprisingly, I've got to say this, I think both teams are better than the defenses have shown today. There have been some, I think, just kind of some unusual errors that probably shouldn't have happened. But hey, again, that's why you play the game. Both teams, I think, are better than their error sheets will show when this game is over. And whoever comes out on the short end of this game is going to look back and shake their head and look at some plays that, in the grand scheme of things, a play here and there in this kind of a one-run game can really be the difference. Pitch high for a ball. Pick out throw to first, not in time. Jumping back down there is Jenna. No, I'm sorry, Aaliyah Grant down at first. Grace Ledford batting. One out. Couple of strikes now on Grace. There's another shot. That's a base hit and almost hit the runner. And everybody is going to be safe. Boy, Murphy literally dodged a bullet there as that ball just missed Aaliyah Grant. That was a well hit, kind of a low line drive, and Aaliyah just kind of hopped over it, and it almost hit her. So now Murphy with runners at first and second with one out here on the top of the 6th inning. As we mentioned, that scoreboard isn't finished yet. Grace Moore batting for Murphy, bottom of the lineup. They'll have the top of the lineup coming up. Foul ball, no play on the first base side. Riley tracks it down. Riley Rawls going to be playing as a Lion next year for the Mars Hill Lions, and so proud of her and what she has done in her career here, and that she's going to be able to play at the next level and get a good education along with it. Pitch low for a ball. And it's just, I think sometimes even tougher for smaller schools in the 1A and 2A in North Carolina to get scholarship athletes. Pitch in for a call strike. Grace Moore trying to make something happen. 2 runners on. There's another shot. That's going to be another base hit into right field. Reese with a good throw into home plate. Everybody has to hold. So Reese Hammond's good play over there, really, with a great throw into home plate. So the runner had to hold at third. But now, with only 1 out, Murphy has the bases loaded. And that's a big base hit by Grace Moore. And that brings up the top of the lineup. And a tough out today. Emma Hensley has struck out. She has 2 doubles and a single and 4 RBIs. 4 of the 12 Murphy RBIs off the bat of Emma. Emma Laney is on deck behind leadoff hitter Emma Hensley, their shortstop. And again, a big opportunity here for Murphy with the bases loaded. Infield moves in. There's a ground ball to third. Play at the plate. Going to be out. On over to first. And is that a double play? I think it was. And the Lady Devils, wow, huge defensive play here against the leadoff hitter for Murphy with a bang-bang double play. Home plate to first to strand the runners, and the Lady Devils dodge a real bullet here as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Murphy 12, Swain 11. Here we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Lady Devils and the Murphy Bulldogs, and a dandy Aria Toinita will lead off for the Lady Devils, the freshman pitcher who has come on in relief. She will lead off at the plate. And again, a good bat. Aria on the day has been on 2 out of 3 times. She has walked twice and popped out to first. Kennedy Anthony will follow her, followed by Molly Woodard. Kennedy on the day has had a couple of big hits and an RBI as well. So Lady Devils with some, again, good bats. But again, you know, we had good bats at the plate in the 5th inning and wound up with a 1-2-3 inning. As the Lady Devils, again, have scored 7 in the 4th, 4 in the 2nd for our 11 runs. Here's the windup and the throw. It's going to be a high foul ball out of play. Meanwhile, Murphy scored 3 in the 2nd, 6 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, and then scoreless in their half of the 6th inning. So it's been all over the map as far as when the teams have been able to string some hits together. Over on the baseball diamond, Maroon Devils now with 1 down have a runner on in a 3-3 tie game in the bottom of the 7th inning. So they have a chance to get a walk-off victory if they can score in the bottom of this 7th now with 1 out, 1 on the baseball game. Here in softball, I'm almost afraid to guess what's going to happen. There's a walk getting on to get things going here. Aria Tonita. On base, Kennedy Anthony, always capable at the plate. Molly Woodard on deck. Another good bat. Madeline Bird to follow Molly. So again, good bats. Can we string together some hits? Will we see some more defensive errors that we think are somewhat uncharacteristic for both teams today? But hey, that's part of the game. It's like missed tackles in football. There's a high pop-up. This one's going to be in play, and it's going to be caught by the catcher. So one down. Kind of like, in football, you miss a tackle. In basketball, you miss free throws. And, boy, I tell you what. And what we've seen the last couple of weeks in some of these college basketball tournaments, free throws have decided so many games. And if your team is a good free throw shooter, you can win some games at the free throw line in these tight games. There's a high pop-up going to be in for a base hit. Holding at second, Aria started to go. The ball was hit off the bat again of Molly Woodard, and now there's a throw coming into the catcher or over to first base, and it gets away, so the runners advance to second and third. So again, Murphy, another throwing error, allowing runners to advance. But what I was going to say, Aria kind of held up between first and second as the ball looked like it might have been caught over there in left field, but it dropped in. Jenna Cook over there, and it dropped in for a base hit. So then Aria took off, and then the throw, she took off on over to third, and now Molly Woodard is down at second, and Madeline Bird is batting. And we've got a couple of runners who can score if that ball is put in play here. Madeline Bird and Reese Ammons batting now with one out. Madeline had a big double earlier today. Also flied to left field, also had another base hit in her good day at the plate. Pick out throw to third, not in time. Getting back is Aria. Molly over at second. Freshman at third, senior at second. Madeline at the plate on the wind howling here at Swain County High School. There's a high pitch over on the baseball diamond. They're still tied at 3-3. Now 2 out, 2 strikes on the batter, and a runner at first. Can the Maroon Devils pull it out, or will they be playing extra innings? As again, the sun is getting closer to setting here. There's a swing and a miss. Big cut by Madeline Bird. Reese Ammons on deck. Again, 2 strikes now, 1 out for the Lady Devils and Murphy battling here in a big Smoky Mountain Conference showdown. I think these are big games between Swain and Murphy, and they are between Swain and Robbinsville. There's off the end of the glove for a base hit. And the throw coming into third, not in time. Hustling all the way down to second is going to be that Madeline Bird. That was a great effort by the Murphy shortstop, Emma Hensley. But that's just a good hit. She made kind of a dive for it, jump for it. It hit right off the tip of her glove. That's how close that was. And the Lady Devils have tied it at 12-12. Man, oh man. And now runners at second and third. And Reese Ammons batting. Reese on the day. Again, put a ball in play that resulted in 2 RBIs with a throwing error early in the game. And her last 2 times she has gone on with a base hit. Her last base hit was a big RBI.
22.
And now coming in to run, Lady Devils have a courtesy runner in again. And let's see. We've got 22, but oh, that's Allie Stevenson, my bad. Allie coming in to run. Allie, of course, has played a lot of third base today. She's going to be running now. Well, the Maroon Devils are still alive in baseball on a 3-2 count, a walk. Maroon Devils have runners at first and second with 2 out in a tie ball game, bottom of the 7th. Here's the windup and the throw as Reese Ammons fouls it back behind the plate. Again, Reese has been on every time today. Then we go back to the top of the lineup for the Lady Devils here. Again, man, talking about bottom of the lineup coming through and producing. 12-12 tie. There's a foul ball. And as we mentioned, it's tied over in the baseball game, 3-3 in the 7th with 2 out. We're tied at 12-12, bottom of the 6th with 1 out. Lady Devils with a chance to take the lead back here with just about any kind of a ball in play here. Pitch low for a ball. Paisley Johnson, the left-hander for Murphy, doing a good job. The pitchers have really kind of had a crazy day today. There have been errors, not a whole lot of strikeouts for anybody as far as pitching strikeouts. There's a, oh, wait a minute. There's a ball in play. I'm not sure. Let's see if this is going to stand. The run scores for Swain. Our batter, who is now at second, Reese Ammons, ran, and apparently it is going to stand. Apparently it was a dropped third strike. So a dropped third strike. Reese took off. And again, another Murphy defensive error. So the run scores, and the Lady Devils have a 13-12 lead. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning again, just an unusual way to score runs. We scored 3 just a couple of minutes ago on balls that got by the catcher, and runners scored from third. And now batting is top of the lineup. Daisy Frizzell on the day has popped to the catcher, popped to first base, and struck out in 3 times. Riley Rawls on deck. Runners at second and third. Swain up by 1, bottom of the 6th with 1 out. Man. Pitch high for a ball. So we have seen literally runs scored in the most unusual ways today with defensive miscues. It has just been very, I don't know, just strange. Pitch in for a ball. Joe, I finally figured it out. It's Friday the 13th. That's it just hit me. There's no other explanation for this kind of a game between these two good softball teams. Man.
Oh, bases loaded.
Man, bases loaded. That's ball number 4 as Daisy is on with a walk. And, man, you talk about a golden opportunity for Riley Rawls, who has a strong bat. Riley has popped to the pitcher, got on with a base hit, fly to center field, and was hit by a pitch. And she loves ripping it into left center field. That's her power alley. Well, there's a high ball that's going to hang up, and it's going to be caught in left field. But tagging from third and safe at home plate. Tagging, outstanding play. Allie Stevenson scoring from third as the Lady Devils now have a 2-run lead on that fly ball into kind of the mid area of left field. But Allie's quick. So now the Lady Devils again put the ball in play and score the run. Riley with a big fly ball and an RBI. Carly Tisateski now batting. Again, Carly has a lot of power, just as Riley does. And now runners still at second and third. Pitch in, missing for a ball. Over on the baseball diamond, they're going to go to the 8th inning. They're tied at 3-3. Murphy will bat. And if we play very much longer, the lights will be on. And I think they may come on any time now. Here we go. Runners second and third. Carly at the plate on the day. There's a shot. Caught by the shortstop, and that was just an outstanding play by Emma Hensley, diving to her left for a big catch, leaving 2 Lady Devils stranded. Well, fans, here we go. We go to the 7th inning, and now Murphy has their back against the wall. They've got to score 2 to tie. We'll be back after this timeout.
Thank you for being a sustaining member of Maroon Devils Network Live. Now that the fall sports season is over, we'd like you to stick around and enjoy the countless hours of winter and spring sports yet to be broadcasted on Maroon Devils Network. Even if you're not interested in basketball, women's soccer, baseball, wrestling, or softball, your continuing support of $5.99 per month is a huge help to the Swain Athletic Program as it gives us funding to help all of these sports. Every penny of your support goes directly to our student athletes to help their teams. So remember to let it ride so we can keep this maroon machine running. Thank you.
Fans, we are in for a fantastic finish one way or the other. Right now, we enter the top of the 7th inning in regulation play. The Lady Devils lead Murphy 14-12, 26 runs scored between the two teams after 3 total runs earlier this week between these two teams. Again, with the same players, basically the same pitchers. Now in baseball, it's even tighter. Swain and Murphy going into extra innings, and the top of the 8th inning tied at 3-3. Our Lady Devils here, all we have to do is get Murphy out, keep them off the scoreboard. There's a ground ball. Aria tried to make a play over to first. Is it in time? And it is. Aria Toinita on the ground, digs it up, throws over to her pitching counterpart, Riley Rawls. Riley comes over and gives her a hug for a really good play, not giving up when she was on her knees and making that throw to first base for out number 1. That was Emma Laney, their number 2 batter in the lineup. Two more. And now Paisley Johnson, their pitcher, will be followed by Piper Dalton. Here in the top of the 7th inning with 1 out, nobody on, pitch in for a ball. This has just been a, whoever's keeping the official stats for this game has got to be going just bananas, because there's been so many plays that have been potentially errors. There's a pitch in for a strike. There have been plays that have been potentially wild pitches or passed balls. It is a statistician's nightmare, especially with 26 runs. And there's a high pop-up that's going to be out of play, I think. Yeah, going to be foul ball just outside the third base line. Yeah, Kennedy Anthony coming on hard, and also coming over there trying to get a glove on it was that was Daisy Frizzell over there in left field, and Kennedy always with a good glove at shortstop. But again, we figured it out. This has been a crazy week, okay? The time changed on Sunday night, right? Or Saturday night. We had a full moon this week, and this is Friday the 13th. And it's just, everything's going bananas. Pitch in. Oh, it's a call, third strike. Wow. That really gets the Lady Devils over on the bench happy. That is 2 out now. A called third strike. And that brings up for Murphy. Now let's see. Batting with 2 down is going to be Piper Dalton. That was Paisley Johnson batting with that called third strike. So batting now down to their final out. Pitch high for a ball. Aria Toinita hanging in here, trying to finish this thing in the top of the 7th inning with 2 out, nobody on. Piper Dalton, the batter, is I think every batter has had some outstanding balls in play or just plain old good hits on the day. Piper has grounded to second base, got an infield single, got another base hit, and then had a big triple for 2 RBIs. Everybody has been in on the action today, one way or the other. Swing and a miss. And the Lady Devils trying to make some noise over there, supporting their pitcher with 2 out, wanting to get this out and hang on for a cliff-hanging win over Murphy again. Over in the baseball diamond, Swain gets Murphy out on the top of the 8th. There's a foul ball. So now Swain's baseball team could come up with a win in the bottom of the 8th inning with a run. If they can score one run, it's over. And if we get one more strike, this game is over in softball. Aria looks in. Foot on the rubber. Here's the pitch, going to be high for a ball.
Ooh, full count.
Full count with 2 out.
Oh, my.
Top of the 7th. Swain up by 2. 1 strike away, or 1 ground ball to the infield. Away from a heart-throbbing, heart-pounding, nail-biting win. There's a shot up the middle, going to be a base hit. So Murphy hanging in there, staying alive. A base hit off the bat of Piper Dalton. Right up the middle, just a clean line drive. And batting now is going to be Gracie Thrasher. We know what she can do. She had a home run in the bottom of the 7th inning in that 2-1 Swain win earlier this week. Last time up, Gracie struck out, but on the day had a walk, had a big triple with two RBIs and another walk. So she's been on every time but one. And a dangerous bat. Pitch in for a strike. Again, Aria, the freshman, trying to finish off this rivalry match with Murphy. And the baseball diamond trying to do the same thing in extra innings with Swain batting. 3-3 tie in baseball. Man, oh man. 2 exciting games. They really have been just, pitch in for a call strike. So now 2 strikes, 2 out. 1 runner on for Murphy. And again, dangerous batter at the plate in Gracie Thrasher. The power to hit it out as she did Monday in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here's the wind. Oh, swing and a miss. That's strike 3, out 3. And the Lady Devils come out with one of the craziest wins we've ever seen here at Swain High School, as both teams just could not seem to put together what they wanted to put together. But the Lady Devils just kept grinding and come up with a 14-12 win. This is how it happened. Nobody scored in the first inning. Murphy scored with 3 in the second. Swain came back and took a 4-3 lead after 2, but Murphy jumped back with 6 runs in the top of the 3rd, then 1 in the top of the 4th. But the Lady Devils came back and regained the lead with 7 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Murphy came back, got it back with 2 runs in the 5th, and the Lady Devils came back, though, with a big bottom of the 6th inning with 3 runs, and that proved to be the difference now as Aria Tonita finishes it off with an outstanding strikeout, and the Lady Devils improved to 4-0, undefeated on the season, 2-0 in conference play on the year. What a game. Hats off to both teams. I know there's going to be a lot of second guessing as to if we'd have done this, if we'd have done that. Hey, that's part of sports, but what a wild game. And again, hats off to both teams for just really playing great at times. Both teams, I'm sure, would like to have a play here and a play there, maybe back to do it over again, but that's the finale. And we'll come back and talk to somebody on the postgame show after this timeout. Stay with us on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back on the Maroon Devils Network. We've got good news for baseball and softball. We just saw baseball have a base hit and a walk-off run in the bottom of the 8th inning for a 4-3 win over Murphy. But I've got to tell you, that game was not as crazy as our softball game that we just finished up. Our Lady Devils, and I still can't believe that scoreboard, 14-12. Madeline and Molly joining me here. And girls, that's maybe the craziest game I've ever seen. Tell us what you think just from this big win today. Just tell us what you think.
Man, it was crazy game, of course. But all that it was sportsmanship and team effort for sure.
Oh, no doubt. Molly, I know you talked with us last time on the post-game show, and y'all have been playing these games a long time, but that's got to be one of the craziest games you've ever been involved in.
Oh, 100%. We had to adjust the umpire's likings, and we did it so well that we came out with a dub, and that's all we needed.
I've got to say, the pitchers have got to be maybe a little frustrated because both teams have really good pitchers, but the way the ball was in play, and we saw some uncharacteristic errors really on both teams that, Madeline, from your position, it's like every pitch, you didn't know what was going to happen, did you?
No, I didn't. I took every pitch that was thrown to me kind of as a new reset. So I step out, step back in, and I crush the ball every time.
Hey, that's a good way to do it. And both y'all hit the ball really well. I think everybody put the ball in play because it's like, and Molly, tell me what you think. It's like the pitchers were working so hard, but the batters were so good. There were only, I think, 3 or 4 strikeouts for each team. So y'all hit the ball really well.
Oh yeah, we know how to not fold under pressure and keep our mentality straight, and we know that we're a great hitting team, so we're going to hit the ball anytime we need to.
Yeah. Now talk about I've got to feel a little bit for Aria, a freshman out there in the pitching circle against a good Murphy team, but y'all backed her up really well. So hats off to for you girls for backing up Aria.
Oh yeah, for sure. Very proud of her. She did amazing tonight.
Yeah. What do you think, Molly? I know that's got to be tough as a freshman in this game that went back and forth all day.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Our freshmen, they came in and they really clicked with us instantly, and it really helped our game. And throwing Aria in the circle, it's a win on all of our ends. Yeah. It's great for our freshmen, and it's given her a lot of time in the circle for when we play more playoff games and bigger games than this one.
Oh, no doubt. Well, ladies, congratulations on one of the craziest wins on Friday the 13th, 14-12. Outstanding comeback. So, hey, I know we have 3 games next week. I think we have at Smoky and at Cherokee and at Inca. So, hey, good luck to y'all next week, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies. All right, Lady Devils with a 14-12 win. The Maroon Devil baseball team with a walk-off win in the 8th inning for a 4-3 game. So, Joe Holt, again, all we can say, it's Friday the 13th, and all the good luck is for the Maroon Devils, and hope you'll join us next time.
Thank you for being a sustaining member of Maroon Devils Network Live. Now that the fall sports season is over, we'd like you to stick around and enjoy the countless hours of winter and spring sports yet to be broadcasted on Maroon Devils Network. Even if you're not interested in basketball, women's soccer, baseball, wrestling, or softball, your continuing support of $5.99 per month is a huge help to the Swain Athletic Program, as it gives us funding to help all of these sports. Every penny of your support goes directly to our student athletes to help their teams. So remember to let it ride so we can keep this Maroon machine running. Thank you.